Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we have something very special. We're gonna talk about one of the most underrated regions in Europe and also one of the most affordable ones. We're gonna talk about the Balkans, the best cities and places to live, work and retire in the Balkans. Let's start talking about the concept of Balkans. Balkans are referred to the Balkan Peninsula, a region in Southeastern Europe. There are no defined borders in the Balkans, but usually they include either completely or partially a number of countries like Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, Albania, Kosovo and parts of Turkey. And the countries in the Balkans are, as I have said, among the most underrated in Europe. But there are a number of advantages if you want to live or just spend some time in the Balkans. Among them we can mention the cost of living. The Balkan region is actually the most affordable one in Europe. There are some other regions which are also pretty inexpensive, such as the countryside of Ukraine, Belarus and Russia, but actually the Balkans are also extremely inexpensive, and in some cases the most affordable places in Europe are in the Balkans. Then, second advantage is safety. Most countries in the Balkan region are actually pretty safe. They are in fact safer than most countries in Western Europe. So if you consider cities like Ljubljana or Zagreb in Croatia, they are extremely safe. They are in fact among the safest cities in the world. There are some other parts of the Balkans which are less safe, but overall, if you compare it to Western Europe and most larger cities in the US, the Balkans win. Then another huge advantage of the region is that it is very easy to get a residence permit in the Balkans regardless of your citizenship. There are many countries in the Balkans which are not part of the European Union, and those tend to be easier to get a residence permit if you're coming from the US, Canada, or even India and other countries. Even if we consider countries in the Balkans which are part of the European Union, they are usually more flexible in regards to residence permits than countries in Western Europe or other parts of the European Union. The last advantage of the Balkans are its pleasant climate and its beautiful nature. If you like mountains, you have plenty of them in the Balkans, but you also can enjoy some of the most beautiful seaside locations in Europe, also in the Balkans, and all of that at very inexpensive rates for accommodation, restaurants, leisure activities, and even if you want to buy real estate. So let's start with a list, but before the usual talk, as in every video, if you want to travel, move or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other amazing videos, book a consultation call with me. It will be my pleasure to help you to come to the Balkans, and most importantly, subscribe. Let's start. The first city and place to live, work and retire in the Balkans is Zagreb, Croatia. Zagreb is one of my favorite cities in the Balkans for a number of reasons. The first reason being that Zagreb offers one of the best benefit-cost ratios in the Balkans. It is a relatively affordable city and it has some of the highest quality of life in the whole of Europe. Then its close proximity to other areas and countries beyond the Balkans, such as Italy, Austria and Hungary, also add to the quality of life of Zagreb. From Zagreb you also have a very easy access to the Croatian seaside, especially to places like Rijeka, Crikvenica or the island of Krk. And if you travel slightly further, you can get to cities on the Adriatic coast such as Zadar, Pula or Split. Real estate in Zagreb is relatively affordable, considering we are talking about an EU capital with a good number of apartments and houses with prices below 2,000 euros per square meter. Zagreb is in fact much more affordable than cities on the coast of Croatia, and the city is lively year-round, as opposed to the coast, which can be pretty empty during winter. The only downside of Zagreb is that it is part of Croatia and it is quite difficult in Croatia to get a residence permit if you are a non-EU citizen and you want to stay more than 1 year in Croatia. If you want to stay just 1 year, it is actually pretty easy. More than 1 year, quite complicated. The second city is Sofia, Bulgaria. We can start talking about Bulgaria by saying that it is the cheapest capital in the European Union. If we take all the countries in the European Union, you will not be able to find a capital city with prices as low as in Sofia. Sofia is also a large city. It is in fact the third largest city in the Balkan region, with 1.3 million inhabitants. Being a large city, Sofia won't lack entertainment options. So if you want to enjoy a high quality nightlife or restaurants or cultural activities, Sofia, Bulgaria is a very good option with very cheap prices. It is also easy to get in and out of Sofia with many direct flights from the Bulgarian capital to many European cities. However, the transport infrastructure by land is lacking in terms of options and quality. So if you are based in Sofia, you will have to fly if you want to enjoy most other parts of Europe. If you like nature, the surroundings of Sofia are a great place for hiking and skiing in winter. Finally, it is quite easy to get a residence permit to live in Sofia, Bulgaria, and you have a number of different routes. The most popular ones are if you employ yourself as a branch manager of a company incorporated in a different country, or also if you are a retiree or you have a passive income. The financial requirements in Bulgaria are the lowest in the European Union for this category of residence permit. Then we go back to the north of the Balkan region to Ljubljana in Slovenia. Ljubljana is the small, charming capital of Slovenia, the wealthiest country in the Balkan region. Slovenia, like many other countries in the Balkans, was once part of Yugoslavia, and even back then it was known for being wealthier and more modern than all other republics which made up Yugoslavia. Since its independence, Slovenia grew both in economic and social terms, and now is one of the countries with the highest quality of life in Europe. Ljubljana itself is a charming, stereotypical European city with a castle overlooking its beautiful old town. Slovenia also shares borders with Croatia, Italy, Austria and Hungary, so you will have plenty of options if you want to go for a weekend getaway, for example, and you are based in Ljubljana. The biggest disadvantage is that similarly to Croatia, it is quite difficult to get a residence permit in Slovenia if you are a non-EU citizen coming for independent purposes. But it is not impossible, and actually in Slovenia it is slightly easier than in Croatia. The next city is Istanbul in Turkey. Istanbul is by far the largest city in the Balkans, although just its European part is actually in the Balkan Peninsula. The largest city in the Balkans is also the largest one in Turkey, although not the capital of the country, with more than 10 million inhabitants. For a comparison, the second largest city in the Balkans is Bucharest in Romania, and it has just slightly more than 2 million inhabitants. Apart from its bustling city life and many entertainment options, Istanbul is extremely inexpensive, and the same applies to the rest of Turkey. This applies to property prices, entertainment, and even when you are going to buy your groceries in Istanbul. Istanbul's new airport makes of this Turkish city the most well-connected city in the Balkans and one of the best in the world. You can basically fly to any country in Europe from Istanbul, as well as to many cities in North America, Asia, and even South America and Africa. Finally, Istanbul is one of the most flexible cities in the world to get a residence permit. The financial requirements are pretty low, and you can even buy Turkish citizenship for a relatively low investment in real estate. Then the next place in our list of the best places in the Balkans to live, work, and retire is the coast of Montenegro. The coast of Montenegro is another place you should consider to have as a base in the Balkans. Montenegro has one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world. Montenegro is also one of the easiest places to get residency, which can be done easily by setting up a company in Montenegro, or if you buy real estate in the country, you will also be eligible to stay and live in Montenegro. Montenegro has also citizenship by investment program, but it is due to end this year. However, it's still a possibility to get citizenship in a pretty stable and safe country in Europe at a very affordable rate. The next place in our list is the city of Split in Croatia. Split is the second largest city in Croatia and one of the best places to live in the Balkans for a number of reasons. Split is the most populous city on the Adriatic coast, so it offers a perfect combination if you want to enjoy the seaside, but also have the convenience of urban life. When we talk about the Adriatic Sea, Split also has the best transport infrastructure. There are direct flights from Split to a number of European destinations, as well as rail connections to the capital Zagreb, and from there you can go to any other country in Europe by train. The convenience and beauty of Split come at a cost. Real estate in Split is among the most expensive in the Balkan region. In the old town of Split, the price per square meter can be the double, the triple, or even 4 times higher than in most large cities in the Balkan region. The next place you should consider to live in the Balkans is Belgrade and Novi Sad, which are the 2 largest cities in Serbia, and they are quite close to one another. The capital Belgrade and the second largest city in Serbia, Novi Sad, are separated by a distance of just 100 kilometers. They both share a number of positive points, such as a bustling nightlife and an overall low cost of living. They are also quite safe cities. The huge advantage here is that Serbia is one of the most flexible countries when it comes to residence permits. You can check our video on how to move to Serbia and also our video on real estate in Serbia to understand how you can get residency in the country by opening a company, being a freelancer, or buying property in Serbia. The last city in our list is Bucharest, the capital of Romania. It is the last, but it doesn't mean that it is less attractive than the others. The capital of Romania is also one of the largest cities in the Balkans, and it is the perfect place if you want to enjoy delicious restaurants and a bustling nightlife. Romania is the second most affordable country in the EU after Bulgaria, and that can be felt in Bucharest. Bucharest has some of the cheapest real estate among all EU capitals, and the overall cost of living is quite low for Western standards. Romania is a great place for digital nomads because it has some of the fastest internet connection speeds in the world. Finally, if you are a non-EU citizen, you can get a residence permit in Romania by opening your company. But your business plan must be approved by the local authorities before you can actually apply for your residence permit. But that is quite safe because if your business plan is not approved, you can reapply and you don't have actually to invest anything before your business plan is approved. So that's it for today's video. If you want to move to the Balkans, if you have any question, write a comment below, and the usual talk also comes at the end of the video. If you want to travel, move, or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call with me, it will be a pleasure, and the most important thing of them all, subscribe! See you next time!